Hi everyone, it's Weather for Weather Geeks Thursday evening edition. It's the 18th day of October 2018. Hope you had a good day today. It was a beautiful looking afternoon, and at least the wind was pretty calm, but it was chilly out there. We stopped in the upper 40s in most spots today, about 10 degrees shy of where we should be at this time of the year. And it was a cold start to the day this morning. This is a look at the 7 a.m. temperatures, so approximately what our lows were this morning. Once again, the coldest spots tended to be the farther south you got into our viewing area, down into Columbiana County. A little bit warmer off to the north, where the wind was a little bit feistier and there were a few more clouds for a little bit longer during the course of the night. So we didn't hit freezing in most of Trumbull and Mercer counties, even most of Mahoning County. But once you're down into Columbiana County, we had some 32s showing up on some backyard thermometers. All right, at the Youngstown Warren Airport, we stopped at 34 degrees this morning. It was 30 in New Philly and 33 in Pittsburgh and 39 up by the lake in Cleveland. And so the growing season is technically still going because we have not hit 32 yet this fall at the Youngstown Warren Airport. Now, in your location, you might have hit 32, technically ending the growing season in your locale. But, our official records are at the airport in Vienna, and so far we have not hit 32, so the growing season is at 172 days and counting. A reminder that the growing season is defined as from the date of the last 32 in the spring to the first 32 in the fall. Our average in our area is about 162, 163 days in the year. Last year we had 175, and this year is shaping up to be another longer than average growing season. The growing season officially got underway on the 29th day of April this year. That was the date of our last 32-degree reading. All right, we're also getting to the time of the year that we start talking about, yes, the winter forecast. This, I think, is going to be maybe the 5th year in a row I've done an extended winter forecast. And as usual, this will be around Halloween time. Haven't finalized a date on this yet, but it'll be about 2 weeks from right now. Maybe on a Thursday evening, maybe the first day of November, something like that. We'll let you know when the date is finalized. Of course, the much abbreviated version will be on 21 News at 6 and 11 on that day, but a much more detailed, extended version for not just the weather geeks, but for people whose livelihood depends on how much snow we're going to get in the wintertime. There's a lot of interest in this sort of a thing from people in those kinds of professions, and we'll do that extended version on WFMJ.com, Storm Tracker 21 app. I'll post it, of course, on my YouTube and Facebook and Twitter as well. So again, that's coming up in a couple of weeks. Our foliage kind of stinks this year, to be honest. It's running behind and it's kind of muted. You have to head east and northeast to find much in the way of decent color at this point across I-80 into Pennsylvania. And once you're especially up near the New York border, there's some pretty good color up there. And colors are even past peak now up in parts of northern New York around the Adirondacks and through the Green and White Mountains in Vermont and New Hampshire and up into northern parts of Maine. Also near peak out into Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan. And our color locally low to, in some spots, moderate, but again, it's kind of really running behind schedule. I want to thank Ralph in Canfield, who's one of our best photographers out there. He's always sending us great pics of the sunrises and sunsets and foliage and all sorts of other great weather phenomena. Wanted to show this. This is a great comparison. The foliage today still looks pretty green in this spot, some patchy yellow here and there. Compare this to exactly 3 years ago in that same spot. Look how much more vivid the colors were on this date 3 years ago. And this is a little more typical of mid-October than the greens and kind of dull browns and yellows that we have right now. So again, thanks to Ralph for sending that in. You can check out another comparison thanks to Laura over in Lawrence County. Sent in a great foliage comparison from 2012 to 2018 in the same spot out in McConnell's Mills. So check that out on my Instagram, on my Twitter as well, and on the Storm Tracker 21 Instagram, which we just created a couple of days ago. Follow us on Instagram, Storm Tracker 21. We'll be posting all sorts of great viewer photos and forecast information there as well. All right, the sky is crystal clear this evening. There's not a cloud to be found. The moon is up there, and as it's getting dark, you'll be able to spot Mars pretty easily to the right of that waxing moon. The moon will be full next week, so Mars and the moon making a great pair tonight. It's chilly out there, but it's a good night to check out the moon and Mars, and also up there is Saturn now. Unfortunately, Jupiter and Venus are not visible right now in the night sky, but Saturn is up there. It's to the right of where Mars is in the evening sky. Now, Mars will set at about 1:30 in the morning. Saturn sets about 10:15 or so. So check that out early this evening. All right, we start with bright sunshine tomorrow. It's going to be a nice looking morning, although it's going to be cold. A little bit of a higher chance of frost tomorrow morning than we had this morning. The wind was, as I expected, up enough that we didn't have a ton of frost out there this morning. The wind won't go completely calm tonight, but it'll be calmer, and so there could be some widespread, at least light frost in the morning. The afternoon will feature increasing high and mid-level clouds at first, and then it'll just kind of become overcast before the afternoon is through, and maybe some showers trying to push in as we go into tomorrow evening. I suspect we're going to start out dry for our high school football games tomorrow evening. If it tries to rain during the games, it'll probably be in the second half, and I don't think it's all that much. Kind of hit or miss stuff. It's going to be breezy. It's going to be chilly. It's actually going to be somewhat windy in the afternoon and evening tomorrow, making it feel even cooler than it actually is. All right, Saturday's not a washout. We don't want to portray Saturday as a rainy day because I think there could even be some sun trying to break through from time to time, but there's probably at least a few hit or miss showers around in the morning. There's probably some sort of a lull around midday, and that's when we probably try to see some sunshine, but the wind will start to pick up, and this secondary cold front coming in from the north and west, this is what has the coolest air of the season so far coming down with it, and also this will bring another burst of shower activity for Saturday evening. I would not be totally shocked before Saturday evening is through if we had a couple of sleet pellets, maybe a little grapple trying to mix in with any showers out there. And as we go into late Saturday night, Sunday morning, some legit snowflakes are going to be a possibility with all the lake enhancement here. I would not be surprised if you woke up Sunday morning, especially early, and saw a couple of random snowflakes, perhaps mixed with raindrops, out there to kick off the day. All right, Penguin game day forecast, 6 o'clock kickoff at the Ice Castle, and it's going to be blustery and chilly. And again, rain chances pretty elevated, I think, throughout the course of the evening. That when it's raining, especially with the wind kicking up, it's not going to feel very nice out there, unfortunately. So here's kind of the overview of the weekend forecast. 54 Saturday, but then 43. That is it on Sunday. So a real late November preview as we wrap up the weekend. All right, NOAA released not only their November outlook, but their winter outlook today. You may have seen some news items about that on the national news or online somewhere. This is a look at their November outlook, and I agree with what they're showing here. I do not think that November will feature an extended period of below average temperatures like we were in the middle of in October. Now, October started very warm, of course, but we're in the middle of a pretty long stretch of cooler than average weather. It doesn't look like that's as likely in November, and November could end up being a warmer than average month. So we're not going straight into winter here. Aside from the first, 8-9 days of October, October is going to go in the record books as a pretty cool month. Again, aside from that opening part of the month, November will probably be remembered as a somewhat milder than average month. Their winter forecast calls for equal chances of cooler than average temperatures and warmer than average temperatures. We will give you a more specific forecast. We're not going to put odds on things. We're going to tell you how many degrees above or below average, how much snow in inches to expect when we do our winter forecast here coming up in a couple of weeks. That's it for Weather Geeks this week. I'm off tomorrow. I will see you back here on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone.